Hello, and welcome to the 2020 National Young Writers Festival. I'm Mike.
I'm Isabel.
And I'm Rayleigh.
We're so thrilled to be opening the festival today after what is, by all accounts, a pretty difficult year for writers and the arts in general. And what a privilege it is to have found a way to keep the festival going in spite of the challenges we've all faced, with some necessary changes, of course.
National Young Writers Festival usually takes place on the lands of the Awabakal and Worimi peoples in Newcastle, New South Wales. But in 2020, as we go digital, we now have writers tuning into our events from bedrooms, living rooms, and libraries spread across the land, a land comprised of over 500 unceded nations.
For example, I'm broadcasting from the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation.
And I'm coming to you from the land ends of the Yagara and the Turrbal people up here in Meanjin.
And I'm here on Ghana country.
We acknowledge and pay respect to the Awabakal and Worimi people on whose land our festival was born, and many, many other First Nations peoples as the traditional custodians of the unceded lands on which the festival occurs this year. We pay respect to elders past, present, and emerging. We acknowledge the resilience of their continuing cultures. This is always, was, always, is, always will be Aboriginal land.
We would like to begin by thanking our funders and presenting partners. The National Young Writers Festival is assisted by the Australian Government through the Australia Council, its arts funding and advisory body, the New South Wales Government through Create New South Wales, and the copyright agency Cultural Fund.
NYWF 2020 presenting partners are Hachette, ABC Haywire, Express Media, VoiceWorks, Carclue, Country Arts SA, Gay Bee Club, Stand Up Poetry, a Hunter regional poetry program presented by Newcastle, Lake Macquarie, Maitland and Port Stephens Libraries, Sweaty City, The Joy Offensive, Word Travels, Red Line Productions at the Old Fitz Theatre, and Australian Poetry Slam.
We'd also like to thank our board, Mark Thomas, Karina Bates, Joanna Davison, Eva Ramsey, Grace Heifetz, Gemma Birrell, Catherine Sullivan, Rachel Toop, Alexandra Neal, and Marika Webb Pullman for their enduring support.
Today marks the beginning of a 4-day festival presented to you entirely online for free. While we'll miss Newcastle, seeing our friends in person and coming together as a community, we're so excited that National Young Writers Festival 2020 is more accessible than ever before. You can catch our events live in the comfort of your own homes, or you can stream them in your own time after the fact. We have something for everyone, from professional development workshops and panel discussions to fun debates and readings that will lift your spirits.
We understand that we have audiences from all ages attending our festival, from young writers under the age of 18, young writers navigating adulthood alongside writing careers, and the young at heart. We want everybody to feel safe and included in all discussions. And we would like to warn people that there may be content you find discomforting. We have mental health resources if you need them, and we welcome you to contact us via our social media channels if you have anything you would like to raise.
Now, I'm sure you've probably seen our branding this year if you're here, so you would know that the theme of our 2020 festival is Raucous 20s. We figured it would be a wasted opportunity not to recognise that we're stepping into a new decade. And not just any decade, the decade that shares its name with one of the most significant and mythologised periods in literary history.
That's right, we're talking F. Scott and Zelda Fitzgerald, Josephine Baker, Ernest Hemingway, Gertrude Stein, Frida Kahlo, Virginia Woolf. There are a few literary and artistic periods that have the same cult following, and we figure that there's definitely an energy from which we can draw inspiration.
And beyond that, there are certainly some striking parallels between the 1920s and now. A period of sustained economic growth precipitating a crash, a boom of incredible arts and culture, and the creeping rise of fascism around the world, and of course, a global pandemic.
But we don't like to live in the past, and so we have not programmed a festival about the 1920s. We live in the present, and so when we do look at the 1920s, it's with a critical eye, an eye that recognises that the literary scene of the 1920s wasn't all champagne towers and glitzy parties. It was also a literary scene that purposefully excluded writers of colour and valorised cis men above all others. We look to the past to understand the present, to take inspiration, but also to remind us of all of the work that still needs to be done for a just industry and a just world.
We hope we've programmed a festival that speaks to the broad interests and experiences of the multiplicity of writers in Australia. We wanted to create something that was optimistic, pragmatic, hopeful, and fun.
But enough of our pre-amble. It's time to actually get started. Welcome to NYWF.
What's that?
What's that? Are we having some tech problems? What's going on?
But
hello?
Guys.
Hello? 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 If you're watching this, well, that means it's worked. Crazy! I am from your past. Now, as this is a recorded message, no matter how one looks at that, it's not false. But I mean from the far distant past. I didn't travel to your time, so I traveled here with information and gathered into my area and saved us from ourselves. Certain technologies were not anticipated. And I didn't got myself trapped on electronic reality. Rather frustratingly, I now require your help to set me free so I can return to the past to avert the horrible tragedies that will affect us all. I will need you to find key pieces of information and take photographic evidence of certain events. These will unlock important things that are trapped on the cusp of my time, and thus will help me reverse the effectivity of my time hopper, beaming me back to my vague and undisclosed time. Now, this will be extremely confusing and somewhat unorthodox, and I promise you I will not be using the correct terminology for anything. And anachronisms will be abundant. As I am now trapped in this realm of misinforming kittens, I can no longer determine what was things that I once knew and things that I now know, being cursed with the over-amplification of every thought, being trapped in this weird data-filled space and plane. I apologize. The things I may ask of you. You will have to interpret in your own fashion. Some will be straightforward, some might not even have a direction. Be up to you. It will be up to you to determine the answer, the key piece of information, or the tableau that I indeed require you to capture for me. It's all important, all of it. I'm not making it up as I go along. How dare you! Quick! Enough dilly-dandering. If we are to save the face of our shared world, then we must act hastily and slowly follow all the clues that I will be administering in my own time. Focus! Do not get distracted by what's right in front of you. There's plenty around. There's plenty to look under your shoe for, or up to the sky to gaze at what might be and what has not been yet. I say to you that use this opportunity to express yourself. Below you will find a textual portal, a hyperlink, as I am told, which upon selection will encourage your browsing view to its location. Basically, you click the link and then you'll be taken to the website where this hunt is being hosted. This is where you will be administered all the clues and questions, and where you will input the corresponding answers and information. If you have any questions or qualms or queries, please raise your hand sternly, and someone will be attending to you shortly. Good. I must go and rest my assets now, as being in the internet all day is exhausting, as most of you will know. Good luck. I'm counting on you.
What a completely spontaneous and totally unexpected crisis. I guess that there's only one way to help this mysterious time traveler who coincidentally looks a lot like, but definitely is not, writer Josh Mensch.
And well, play along with our festival game.
And now it's almost time for our first two events. At 7 p.m., we have Raucous Regions run in partnership with Carclew and Country Arts South Australia.
Raucous Regions is a panel discussion about the lack of regional voices in our national cultural conversation and the unique frustrations of telling stories from and about the regions with a collection of excellent young playwrights.
And also at 7 p.m. is Fuck, Marry, Kill, our 1920s lit edition. If you've ever fantasized about the problematic hotties of the jazz age, this event is for you.
And as the title may suggest, this event will contain coarse or language.
So without further ado, we'd like to welcome you to NYWF 2020.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.